Hi there and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Chris Sutton says fans have made big mistake about 24-year-old Arsenal player. Chris Sutton was discussing Kai Havertz in particular on the BBC's The Monday Night Club. Sutton explained that fans judged the new signing far too quickly at Arsenal, saying Arteta's resilience eventually paid off. Speaking on the podcast, Sutton said that the timing of Havertz's forward runs have particularly impressed him. He said, Havertz has taken a fair bit of flack. His role was really important. I know people talk about Trossard playing in the false nine position, but they dovetailed a lot throughout the game, and Havertz's forward runs, the timing of them, written off may be a bit strong, but people judged him a bit early at Arsenal, and Arteta has had that faith in him. Of course, Havertz is now a crucial part of Arsenal's attacking play. He's been the heartbeat of these two huge away wins, and even with Arteta expected to make changes away at Porto on Wednesday, Havertz should keep his place. The German is showing both maturity and responsibility in his performances, a player Arteta can rely on. And whilst Sutton thinks fans got it wrong, Arteta never flinched. We knew his new Arsenal signing would come good. That being said, it seems Arsenal would be willing to sell one outstanding midfielder this summer. Outstanding midfielder likely to leave Arsenal this summer despite brilliant performances. Thomas Partey and Mohamed Elneny could have futures elsewhere. And in addition to that pairing, it seems as if Albert Sambi Lokonga could also be set for a permanent departure. At least, that's what journalist Charles Watts now thinks. Despite his outstanding form for Luton Town on loan this season, Watts thought there was little chance of a return to Arsenal's first team next season. Watts was speaking on YouTube and stated that Arsenal and his team had probably moved on from Lokonga now. He said, "This is an example at the moment of a loan spell working well. Now, it's going to be interesting. A lot of people are saying, could Lokonga come back and play a part next season? Personally, I don't think so. I think Arsenal have probably moved on a little bit now from Sambi. There are going to be changes in midfield for Arsenal, so potentially he could, but I still think probably the most likely option at this stage is that Arsenal will look to get some money back on Sambi come the summer. I think if Luton stay up, you'd hope they probably try and make that move permanent. Such has been the impact he's made. If he wanted to make that move, of course. Of course, it does therefore bode very well that Lokonga could be enhancing his sell-on value for Arsenal this summer. Signed for £17 million back in 2021, Arsenal may struggle to make much of a profit, but may be hoping to recoup their fee paid. Ben White says £30 million Arsenal player has got so much better. Arsenal star Ben White has hailed his captain Martin Odegaard's progression since he was given the skipper's armband. The Gunners are having a very good season. Apart from their little blip after Christmas, they have been magnificent, and Odegaard has arguably been Arsenal's best player recently. Arsenal signed Martin Odegaard from Real Madrid for £30 million in the summer of 2021. The Norway international is one of the best players in the world. He has been unbelievable for Arsenal over the last 2 years, and he is getting better and better each game. Odegaard joined Arsenal permanently in the same window that the Gunners signed Ben White. The two players have seen each other develop since, and the Englishman seems to have been blown away by his skipper. Speaking to Chinese outlet, White claimed that Odegaard's ability is remarkable and the way he has progressed as a captain is crucial to all the good things Arsenal have been doing recently. White said, "He is such a good guy. Obviously, his ability on the pitch is remarkable. I think the way he has progressed from being the captain and leader now at a young age, I think he is the same age as me. I think the steps he has taken are so crucial to how we are doing now." Arsenal star Martin Odegaard came under some criticism because he wasn't getting regular goals and assists earlier in the season. That was slightly harsh, especially considering the Norwegian had a couple of injury issues as well. Now, Odegaard seems to be back to his best, not just because he is back amongst the goals, but also as he is controlling games a lot more comfortably than he did a couple of months ago. Arsenal are in a good position now, but if they are to go all the way in the title race, Odegaard will need to keep firing as he has done in recent weeks. Arsenal player is now so close to returning from injury, he could play versus Porto. Arsenal have some good news coming their way. Gabriel Jesus is close to a return from his injury and could play against Porto tomorrow. The Champions League is back and Arsenal are in fantastic form. They picked up huge wins in back-to-back games and are now raring to go. Jesus could give them some additional boost tomorrow. Arsenal star Gabriel Jesus has had issues with his knee since after the World Cup in Qatar. The Brazil international is an unbelievable footballer. Yes, he is not a prolific goal scorer, but he offers so much to Arsenal and makes everyone around him better. Jesus has been out of action since the win over Nottingham Forest at the end of last month. He has missed the last three games in the Premier League, but it looks like he is on the verge of coming back. The Evening Standard claimed that Jesus is believed to be close to returning for the Gunners and could be involved in Portugal tomorrow. Arsenal take on Porto in what could be a tricky game at the Estadio de Dragao in the Champions League. The Gunners are in fine form, but Jesus' potential return and his experience in the competition could make a big difference for Arsenal tomorrow. Gabriel Jesus has often come under criticism for his lack of goals at Arsenal. The Brazilian started last season in a tremendous fashion. He was one of the biggest reasons why the Gunners became title contenders. However, he just isn't someone who will guarantee 20 or 25 goals every season. As annoying as that may be for some, Mikel Arteta views Jesus as a key part of his side. The way the Brazilian links play up, frees space for his teammates, and works tirelessly for the side makes Arsenal so much better. We expect Leandro Trossard to keep his place in the side, but Jesus' return would be a massive boost for Arsenal tomorrow. Sean Dyche says Arsenal are doing something this season nobody is mentioning. Everton boss Sean Dyche believes Arsenal's habit of scoring from set pieces in the Premier League this season is barely being mentioned. Mikel Arteta's men have netted 17 times from set piece situations this season and currently lead the way in that regard. The closest side to Arsenal in the league when it comes to goals from set pieces is Everton, with Dyche's side managing 14. Dyche claimed that the lack of focus on Arsenal's set-piece record in comparison to Everton's is odd. Speaking to Everton TV after last night's 1-1 draw against Crystal Palace, Dyche made a comment about Arsenal. He said, "It's funny that Arsenal score more than us, but it never really gets a mention, them scoring all those goals from set pieces. It's funny that it's an odd sort of thing. It's almost like you are not really meant to score goals from set pieces, but if you are Arsenal, you are allowed. Why wouldn't you work on set pieces?" Arsenal have proven to be lethal from set-piece situations this term, and Declan Rice has even stepped up as their man to deliver an excellent ball in recent weeks. But Ditch makes a great point that it's never used as a stick to beat Arteta's man, maybe because they score a lot of goals, but Everton, most of their goals came from set pieces. Set pieces are a vital part of the game, and in close matches, they can often provide that much needed chance in front of goal. Ditch's side have always excelled in these situations, and it's a huge weapon for any team to have. Arteta's men have certainly benefited from set pieces this season, and given their recent record, you'd imagine it could have a key role to play in their push for the title. Arsenal have a good relationship with rumored transfer targets agents, expert confirms. Arsenal have a good relationship with the agents of Bologna striker Joshua Zirkzee. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed in his exclusive chat with Scout Offside for his latest daily briefing column. The talented 22-year-old has impressed a great deal in Serie A in recent times, and it makes sense that there is plenty of transfer gossip about him and big clubs ahead of the summer. Zirkzee could be a fine fit for Arsenal, but it seems Romano is not too sure about the player situation as it's still some time until the summer transfer window, even if he has confirmed some reports from Italy about the Gunners having good relations with the players' representatives. Still, Romano also added that Arsenal are just one of a number of big clubs with a good relationship with this agency, as they are one of the biggest in the world. Romano made it clear that Arsenal perhaps still had a decision to make on their strategy for a new signing up front this summer, as it remains to be seen if they will prioritize an out and out goal scorer or someone who is more of an all rounder in that position. Romano said the following: There have also been fresh rumors about Joshua Zirkzee, with reports in Italy stating that the Gunners are in a good position for this deal because they have a good relationship with the player's agent. The relationship is very good, for sure, but Zirkzee's agents are among the biggest in the world, so they have a very good relationship with many clubs, not only Arsenal. It's important to see what kind of striker Arsenal want to sign this summer, if it will be more of an out and out goal scorer or a top quality all rounder to play with the squad like Zirkzee. Premier League rivals Arsenal and Tottenham both hold talks with the 28-year-old midfielder. Juventus midfielder Adrien Rabiot is reportedly a target for Arsenal and Tottenham. The two English teams are said to have already had discussions with the midfielder's representatives in recent months, according to a report from HITC. It's anticipated that the 28-year-old would depart Juventus when he becomes a free agent in the summer, though the two parties haven't been able to come to an agreement just yet. There have been rumors about a possible contract renewal. Rabiot has demonstrated his abilities in the Italian league with Juventus and on the international stage with his nation. He played a crucial role in helping France advance to the 2022 World Cup final in Qatar. He may significantly help teams like Arsenal and Tottenham as he possesses the physicality and technical skills necessary to succeed in the Premier League. A midfield coordinator who can manage the game's tempo and assist defensively is what Spurs need. Rabiot may be the perfect match for players such as Pape Matar Sarr and Yves Bissouma. Regarding Arsenal, they want a capable replacement for Thomas Partey. At the center of Arsenal's midfield, the 28-year-old French international and Declan Rice could form an incredible relationship. The two North London rivals could face competition from Newcastle United and Liverpool to sign the French international midfielder. This is not the first time Rabiot has been linked with a move to the Premier League. The Frenchman came close to joining Manchester United at one stage before the start of last season. At this point in his career, the 28-year-old midfielder could be eager to take on a new challenge. Thus, a transfer to the Premier League will be an alluring prospect for him. He will be drawn to Arsenal and Tottenham since they are in a strong position to qualify for the Champions League next season. David Ornstein shares whether Arsenal have any chance of signing Kylian Mbappe this summer. David Ornstein has shared whether Arsenal appear to have any chance of signing Kylian Mbappe this summer, as he suggested that they are amongst the clubs who would love to sign the Frenchman. But it seems fair to say that the Gunners are underdogs in the race to sign the 25-year-old. Speaking to NBC Sports, David Ornstein suggested that Real Madrid are the overwhelming favorites right now. He said the following: Paris Saint-Germain always have thought there has been an agreement with Real Madrid, but we don't know of it just yet. Real Madrid set a deadline in January for Kylian Mbappe to accept their contract proposal, but that passed, so it's likely he will have to settle for a lesser salary if he goes there. and that may make many people say, well, what about the Premier League? What about the likes of Arsenal, of Chelsea, of Manchester City, Liverpool, Manchester United? The truth is, the finances don't work for them. They would love to do it. They would be able to do it in terms of their own ownership. Just look at Newcastle. They could afford to do it, but under these profit and sustainability rules that the likes of Everton have come a cropper with, they just cannot afford to pay the salary. So it would require Kylian Mbappe to drop his salary demands or maybe find the money from somewhere else to pay him in different means. But the reality is, the full expectation is that he will sign for Real Madrid. All of the Premier League sides will be wary of getting too involved in the race. Ultimately, Mbappe and his representatives will be focused on getting the best deal for the player, and that obviously includes securing the best financial terms. Mbappe is obviously a superstar, and the club who secures his signature this summer is probably signing him for the peak years of his career. But if his heart is set on Madrid and Los Blancos are ready to get him, then any talks with other clubs will surely be held with the thought of securing a better deal at the Bernabeu in mind. As we wrap up today's Arsenal news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.